When it comes to the stock market, day trading, and investing, I believe machine learning is way overhyped, and here's why. So before we get started, let's define machine learning. So machine learning is the process in which you can tell software to learn from different experiences over a certain amount of time. Generally, it's seen as a subset of artificial intelligence, or AI. So I wanted to talk about, a lot of the hype with machine learning. All over YouTube and the internet right now, everyone is talking about machine learning. I mean, everyone's been talking about it for the past 3-4 years. It's definitely a really hot topic. What a lot of people don't realize is machine learning has been around since the 90s, okay? There's been many examples of different systems and software that were developed in the 90s that used some type of machine learning. It could be super simple, but it's been around for a while. Now, I wanted to talk about machine learning and the stock market and why it's overhyped and why it's not the best tool to use in terms of returning a profit, okay? So when it comes to investing and trading, right, the end goal is to put your money to work, where you're taking your current capital, right, and you're trying to make a profit from it. You're trying to put it in the market, ride some waves, get some profit, and then reinvest, right? At the end of the day, you want to do that as efficiently as possible, right? Machine learning is pretty complex, right? If we looked at the entire population of the world, and we even narrowed that down to software developers, and then narrowed that down even more to people that know some type of machine learning, it's a very, very small number overall, right? So it's a very hard task to implement machine learning systems in general, okay? I'm no expert, right? I'm decent at developing software, but when it comes to machine learning, I'm not that good, I'll be honest. I know a couple different tactics. I've done some examples on my YouTube channel, but I'm no expert. So I'm definitely not that great at it. And when it comes to investing in the stock market, I find more success in developing simple strategies that are diversified in different asset classes, okay? So I find success developing, multiple strategies that trade on different asset classes on different time frames, and that diversification will help reduce my risk while increasing my profits, hopefully, right? Now, when it comes to machine learning, it's a very, very intense process developing. It's going to take you a longer time to develop some type of machine learning system than it is to, say, develop a simple strategy, right? Say you had a simple strategy that bought, companies with a high PE ratio, right? Profits to earning ratio, right? Versus creating some machine learning, say, neural network, or using linear regression to predict the stock market, okay? The amount of time it's going to take you to develop that strategy will be significantly longer, okay? But what I'm trying to get at with machine learning is that the stock market is a really, really bad example when it comes to using machine learning to either trade stocks or predict stocks, okay? There's so many different factors that affect a stock's price, right? And if you looked at, say, in one day, right? If you looked at one day on 1 minute candles, there's 480 different 1 minute candles, right? There's 480 minutes in a trading day, okay? So there's 480 different scenarios, right? Where if we tried to predict that stock price for the next minute, there'd be a lot of different scenarios. So you would need a massive, massive data set to even try and somewhat remotely predict some type of stock price, okay? And even then, there's so many factors that change that stock price, right? Could be news, political, could be, an institution. If someone's spending billions of dollars buying a stock or shorting a stock, that's going to affect the price, right? Also, as you trade with more quantity and more position sizing, that's going to affect the stock price as well. So it's really hard to tell a computer and say, hey, learn from this because this is going to happen, right? I think it's going to get it wrong a lot, many, many times, right? It's just going to get it wrong, right? The stock market is always changing, right? There's too many factors for someone to know, or for some type of machine learning system to know what the next price is going to be and when to buy and when to sell, okay? If you look at something like, say, the English language, right? The English language doesn't really change. Sure, you could say it has maybe more new words every year, right? But hello is hello. That word never changes. So when you're building some type of language recognition software that's looking to detect a language, that is a great use case for machine learning, right? Because it's very stationary. The English language is pretty stationary, right? Yes, new words are added, but previous words are not changing, right? An apostrophe is always going to be apostrophe, and it's always going to be used in different words, right? Hello is always going to stay hello. That's not going to change. So that's a great use case for machine learning. But now if we try and bring it over to the stock market, it's not going to work, okay? I don't think it's a time efficient or effective method in terms of building software to invest. For me personally, like I said, an effective way to use software to invest for you is to build and backtest multiple strategies on multiple different asset classes over multiple time frames, pick the best performing ones, add it to a portfolio, and rinse and repeat. Okay? You will never have one amazing strategy that will rule them all and always win. Having a competitive edge in the stock market is very, very difficult, okay? And I don't think machine learning will, help in that, okay? Now, with that being said, you have massive firms like Renaissance Technologies and Two Sigma. These are massive hedge funds that use machine learning and AI exclusively, like 100%, right, to invest in the stock market, okay? How do they do it? Well, we don't know. Obviously, they have, their technology is proprietary. They're not sharing it with other people. They want a competitive edge in the stock market, okay? So are they using machine learning to find success, and how are they returning, 15, 20% year over year easily? Great question. That's a really great question. The difference is, obviously, they are a massive hedge fund. They have quite a bit of resources in terms of they have probably 20, 30, 40 PhDs, analysts that are, continuously building models using machine learning. And basically they have more resources to overcome that opportunity cost. But, as a single investor, as a retail investor like myself, it's not effective for me. Yeah, sure, if I had a team and I was paying, 100,000, 200,000 salary to multiple analysts, I probably see some type of return when it comes to, using machine learning to invest in the stock market. But I think, once again, it's really overhyped, right? It's just not needed when it comes to the stock market. Simple strategies will yield better results in terms of effective, returns. And I don't want to see people spending, 6 months to a year building some super complicated neural network, right? And at the end of it all, realizing that it was a waste of time and they're not really seeing a profit from it, okay? So to summarize everything, why I think machine learning is overhyped when it comes to the stock market is simply the stock market has too many factors and variables on why it changes prices, right? For certain stocks or indexes or futures. There's just too many factors and variables changing all at the same time to accurately use some type of machine learning model to buy and sell, okay? And you are better off having multiple strategies and trading multiple assets in your portfolio to hopefully, scrape some profit over a time frame, okay? And I think there's great use cases for machine learning, right? And I could be wrong too, right? I'm no data scientist, I'm no analyst. I could be wrong. You could be watching this right now and you could have a competitive edge with your machine learning model and, pat on the back for you, right? All the power to you. That's great. But from my experience, I have not found success machine learning. And I just wanted to share this opinion in this video, okay? So I know this was kind of like a massive rant. Once in a while, I just kind of bottle up an idea and I'm like, okay, I just want to make a video on it. So I hope you enjoyed it, but that's all I had for today. Let me know in the comments below if you think there is a place for machine learning in the stock market. And if you found success in the stock market with machine learning, I'm always open to hearing your stories and successes, because at the end of the day, that makes me happy. If you find success in any market with your strategy, then all the power to you for sure. I just have not found success with machine learning, and maybe that's because I suck. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you found success with machine learning and investing. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys.